In my honest opinions, garlic bread is the best tasting bread there is. And with my recipe, you'll get crispy, garlicky bread. So we're going to start off with a nice sourdough bread. Now, since these sourdough breads I got are really, really large, I will be cutting them in half. And in my opinion, a butter knife is perfect for this. Yeah, you can use a bread knife, but personally, for cutting like thin slices of bread like this, I would use a butter knife. So you want to get your butter knife and you want to cut it in half. Well, if you have a big slice of bread right here. For lunch, I would agree. It's fine to have like a whole bread, but it's dinner time for me. Anyway, so cutting it in half, I am going to be putting the other side of the garlic bread inside the bread bag. And I'm sorry, I said garlic bread. Sourdough bread, yeah. I like using sourdough bread. It's flavorful. Yeah, so now we have our little container, and we're going to be adding butter. And I do really like this French kind of butter. It's really good, and I like using it more than regular butter, except for maybe baked goods. It's salted butter, and it's naturally softer, which is a good thing in baking. And yeah, so let's just put a good amount in there. I did about 2 teaspoons for a half garlic bread. You can do 1 tablespoon plus 1 teaspoon for a whole garlic bread. Now you just want to break it up a little bit so it's not stuck together. And now we're going to be adding seasonings. Garlic powder and my special Italian seasoning, which is just basil, oregano, and seasoning salt. And I feel like it's just the best combination. I added for pizza sauce, garlic bread, and everything. All right, in goes the garlic powder, about 1/4 teaspoon, because I don't want to overpower it. We're going to add some later. And the pizza seasoning, 1/4 teaspoon for that too. And now we're just going to give it a little mix to get the garlic powder and the pizza seasoning incorporated, even though we're going to spread it on later. So give it a little mix. All right, and now that we gave it a stir, that's what it looks like. All right, so we're going to put that aside, and we're going to be pre-toasting our bread. So we have our toaster oven here. I like using a toaster oven because, my regular oven is kind of a storage. So 500 degrees Fahrenheit at its toast setting. This will help with browning. So we're going to be putting our sourdough bread in there and let it toast for maybe about 5 minutes until this top gets crusty but not brown, so butter can easily melt on there. All right, let's move on. And guys, I actually did put my little container of garlic on top of my toaster, so it could get a little melty and spread a lot easier. All right, so it's been a while now in the toaster, and I'm actually going to set the toaster to a higher timer so it can preheat to a higher temperature, so it can help with the browning of the bread. So take it out, put it in a basket. It hasn't had any Maillard reaction yet on the bread. The only thing it's had, it's slightly crusty. Make sure to take that container off with the butter. All right, so now we are going to be, getting our bread and putting it out of our basket, and we're going to be spreading the butter on it. Now, this is the part that I took a lot of patience to put on. I like a very, very even spread, so each bite is super tasty. All right, maybe I could have left the butter on there a little longer. It was still pretty hard, but as it sat on the bread, it started becoming immediately melty. All right, there's a little nugget of bread right there. Yeah, it kind of broke up because, there was a little piece. Anyway, so we're going to spread it on evenly. I put it crevice to crevice. There's like no crust, what you do with like pizza, crevice to crevice, except for the bottom. I put a little on the sides too for the little nugget one. Anyways, I put it from edge to edge. We want to do full coverage, and I'll do a little fast motion here. I don't want to get you guys too bored. All right, a whole 2-hour sequel of me spreading butter on my bread. Yeah, that's just crazy. Anyways, into the toaster it goes back in, another like 5 minutes or so, and we'll check on it later. Alright, so it's been about 5 minutes now, maybe even less, and it has caramelized pretty well in there. Mainly around the edges, first of all, and we're going to maybe turn off the toaster now. You don't want your house to go on fire if you leave the toaster too on. Those heating elements are starting to turn off. Anyways, wow. It looks really nice. And I'm going to serve it on a plate. And we have it right here. Now, it looks really good, but it's not done yet. We're going to give it some garnish now. Alright, now we're going to give it a little bit more garnish, a little bit more pizzazz, with more pizza seasoning, more garlic powder, and also some fresh ground black pepper. Yeah, I got this. It's really handy dandy. So maybe about 4 to 5 grinds for the big piece and about 1 or 2 grinds for the nugget. On with the garlic powder. Add just a little pinch for this one. I took off the cap for this one too, because if you add too much, it'll get a little too overpowering. I do like garlic, but I don't like too much of it. Sprinkle just a little bit on, because we added it in the mix already. Now with the pizza seasoning, I don't mind adding too much. It adds a nice herbal note to it. Alright, sprinkling it on. Now you can see it's a lot lighter in color than the cooked one, but I think it also tastes a little bit more fresh. Alright, and then the best part comes. We get a chair, and it's time to eat. How does it taste? It's really good. The sourness kind of balances the richness of the butter. It has like a umami flavor from the powdered garlic, and it's really just the perfect small dinner when you're super hungry.